what's going on? We're gonna play shrines. We're gonna probably lose quite a bit, but that's okay because we're memeing and dreaming. In the main deck, we've got 3 of each standard legal shrine, 2 Raven's Warnings, and 3 Phase of Wishes, so we have ample access to our sideboard, which has the 4th copy of each shrine, along with some cheap answers like Ruined Halo, Negate, Roiling Vortex, another Sweeper in Shatter the Sky, Eat to Extinction, which can remove just about anything, Vivian in case we want a reasonably priced win con, Ugin because Ugin, and Dance of the Manse in case we want to get all our shrines back from the graveyard. Then in addition to our shrines, we've got a little bit of removal with Blood Chief's Thirst, Heartless Act, some sweepers with Extinction Events, Doomscar, and a Shadow's Verdict, a couple Saw It Comings to counter our opponent's big plays, one Alrund's Epiphany, just in case, because what shrines really needed was an extra turn effect. In the mana base, we've got one of each basic, a little more than one of each pathway, a bunch of triomes, 2 Fabled Passage. It might be a absolute disaster, but we're just gonna see. This list, of course, is for best of 1, since we're running the Fae of Wishes and Raven's Warning instead of a full sideboard. And because trying to play shrines in best of 3 would probably go significantly worse. Okay, we've got land, we've got removal, and we've got shrines. That's what we're here for. Play this one so we can Blood Chief's Thirst on 2 if necessary. If it's not necessary, we're probably playing our Sanctum. That's a good Blood Chief's Thirst target, but their turn 2 play is usually a better one. So I think we go for the Sanctum here. Play our tap land. Okay, it's a Selfless Savior, not a Luminarch or Daxos. Double Savior, huh? Well, at least they're not gaining life very quickly. Are we ramping here? If we ramp here, we can play our Sanctum of All next turn. What are we really afraid of them doing here? Sky Maul? That's fine. Alright, Linden or Heliod don't do that much without the other one down. Anything else they do here is just growing fairly slowly. Yeah, do this for 3, make that a 2-2. Let's see, does it matter what color we get here? Probably not. Just has to not be green. So let's see, green, black, red, white. We can play this on blue. That way we can play the Sanctum and also Blood Chief's Thirst away one of their dogs. Yep. Alright, they do have Heliod Linden. So now we draw Shadow's Verdict or Extinction Event, or we lose. See, not even Extinction Event. It has to be exactly Shadow's Verdict, huh? Yeah, Shrines is not going to beat Heliod Linden, turn 3 and 4. Search Library. Let's see. I think we need the card draw one. I will draw 4. We find Extinction Event. I don't think it's enough. Well, I guess it is. This we Extinction Event odd here. They lose everything but the Angel. And then we can either tap down the Angel or counter something. Let's see, what are the odds I cycle both of these lands? I guess non-zero. Let's see. This only costs 2 to tap. Let's see. I can tap down their card with all the Skyclaves on it indefinitely, so I'm not too afraid of that. I'm more afraid of a Halvar or something, which can, you know, move it around, or anything else that makes a significant number of creatures. Let's see. I think I want to gain life more than I want to remove. Oh, they give up. That's cool. Alright, I take it all back. Shrines will beat the Heliod Linden turn 3-4, as long as you're on the play. And as long as you know, play Sanctum of All on turn 4 and get to draw 4 cards so you can find your Extinction Event. But, first game with Shrines, first win. Can't really be too mad. Let's see, we don't have the land to cast any of these shrines, so I think we have to mulligan. That is better. What are we putting back? Fae of Wishes? Maybe it's the white Sanctum. I think it's the Fae of Wishes. The white Sanctum makes our green Sanctum better. Mono red, mono red. Okay, I think we play another tapped land here. Don't really want a Bloodchief's Thirst, a Fervent Champion. They'll probably have a Robber or Rimrock Knight here that I'd rather hit. At least we're on the play again. That's kind of nice. Right, not a Robber. Is it Stomp? Or is it Rimrock Knight? Those are the options. Oh, Fireblade Charger. They have a suboptimal draw. That is crazy. Well, trading a card for either one of those doesn't really pull us ahead, so I think I want to get another shrine down. Phoenix, huh? Let's see. This costs 4 here. Can add 2 black to just thirst the Phoenix, I guess. We're probably going to cycle this Triome when we get the chance. Let's see. I guess it's more efficient to Bloodchief's Thirst the Fervent Champion and then tap the Phoenix. Though we're going to have to draw something here quickly. I also don't have a blue source, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, Hardcast Bone Crusher, that's fine. Heartless Act is a perfectly respectable draw. We'll probably just be casting it. Let's see. I don't think we can go for that shrine here, because we don't have 2 lands. If we did, we would be in a much better spot, but as it is, I think we have to either tap or Heartless Act something here. If they go to combat without doing anything, we're probably tapping the Bone Crusher. No need to take 2 from this Heartless Act. Oh, yes, they can do that. Alright, drawing the White Sanctum here is pretty good, because that can kill the Bone Crusher without us having to take damage for it, because it's not a spell. And now we still have enough to activate this Sanctum. Well, I think here we're going to go for the Heartless Act so we don't get blown out by Faceless Haven again. See if they want to pump their Phoenix here. I think it's a pretty poor play, especially with the Red Sanctum down. Embercleave is also not great because we can just Heartless Act whatever they target. We still go to 3 here, which is not great. Saw it coming does not help in any sense. We might as well foretell this, but we don't even have a blue source, so it doesn't really matter. And we don't even have enough mana to tap twice here. So what they should do is just not equip the cleave, go to combat, and plan to pump the Phoenix. Which it appears that they've found that line. Which, alright, we have to tap. Then they power up Haven, and then we die. Yeah, it doesn't work quite as well if you don't get Sanctum of All down, I guess. Still make them do it. Alright, there it is. Now we can concede. The Shrines deck does very quickly run out of gas if you don't have the blue Shrine or the Sanctum of All, it would appear. As after we got our first couple shrines down, we were just not really doing anything that match. This hand looks pretty good. I think I want to get a tapped land down here. There's no real need to go for the Sanctum on turn 1, the white one. Of course we want to get it down before turn 4 because it makes the blue one that much better. Alright, this is mono red, which means we might want to hold up Heartless Act. that means we have to play a tap land on 3. Which means we're going to... Alright, let's get this down. Their big Heartless Act targets are on turn 3, not turn 2. Yep, robber, take 3. Fine. Get our red source down, plan to Heartless Act something. Do they play it pre-combat? Whatever it may be. Annex, yes they do. I think we have to let them get the 2 1/1s here, just because we don't have another way to deal with Annex very easily. But they do have Castle Embereth down, which makes their 1/1s that much better. Alright, we have a counterspell here if they play into it, but I don't think that's very likely. Furor of the Bitten. Okay. I don't think that's worth countering. That's not really worth countering either. So I think we're just cycling our Triome here and hoping to find Extinction Event. RIP. That's real unfortunate. Okay, hoping to find untapped land and Shadow's Verdict. Second Extinction Event, not too bad. Let's see, both even and odd, however, are 4 damage apiece. And we're dead either way if they activate their castle. Let's see, we have to exile the Charger though, or we take the damage from it, so I think we're choosing odd. We're also dead to Stomp or Shock, or, yeah, just... yeah. Gotta dream. We're not. Mono red's tough. Doesn't give us time to dirtle around and get our shrine engine going. Plagueless, well that's good to hear. I'm glad our opponent doesn't have the plague. If we draw nothing but land off the top, this hand is pretty good. I think we take that chance. We are running a fairly high land count. 47% of the cards remaining in our deck being land. That's not a land, but it can help. Opponent playing Shock. Cycling, of course. Do we ever win against cycling? We find the land. So we can start draining their life a little bit. Should make it a little bit harder for them to Zenith Flare us. Probably not enough though. I don't have much faith. It's a lot of creatures. They do all die to extinction event though. That is not an untapped land, so we probably auto lose here. I should just crack this to pass priority. There's no need for me to wait so long for them to cycle everything. I think we get red because that's cheaper than the blue shrine. And we don't really need to draw that many cards since we have a sweeper and a Sanctum of All in hand. Down to 10. Need a land here. That's not a land. Are we done on board? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If they have a cycling card, we are dead. They hold priority, which means they have a cycling card, which means we are dead. Quite unfortunate, though not at all unexpected. Possibly my fault for keeping that hand. That is a distinct possibility. Seems doable. We've got all the colors. We have things to do on turn 3 and 4, or turn 2 and 3 rather. Tap land out. Don't see any real need to play the Fae of Wishes here, so I'm going to foretell the Epiphany. Horn Beetle, huh? Let's see, the Red Shrine doesn't stop that. I think we go for Raven's Warning here. Okay, that's fine. Go for the attack, draw a card. Another shrine, they have a whole bunch of creatures, and a henge, and foreign clicks. I think we play our shrine out here. Or we could Fae of Wishes and plan to play Sanctum of All next turn. How do they punish us for that? They don't have any lands, so they probably don't, huh? Alright, so play this. We do need another land though, because this is blue-red. I should have played this on black. So that might not work to play Sanctum of All next turn, so we're going to play the red shrine here. Oh, we can get Sanctum of All with the Raven's Warning. So that takes one more turn. Of course they draw the land they need, and now they hit us for a buttload. Which means we need a sweeper more than we need Sanctum of All. There's Extinction Event, that'll do it. So we still take Sanctum of All, I believe. We could take Vivian, but that doesn't go so well against Vorinclex. Yeah, Sanctum of All seems fine. Extinction event, even. And play land. If they play Ooze here, we can kill it. If they play a 5/5 Stone Coil, we don't really have anything we can do about that. So let's see, then next turn they play Henge for 4. They have 3 mana left, they're still not Vorinclexing. So I think we can take one turn to play Sanctum, and then next turn we can Epiphany. If they go Henge into Ooze, we can kill the Ooze before it gets a counter. Since we're not doing anything else with this red shrine. Let's see, we haven't discarded any good shrines yet, so search library. And I think we want the card draw one here. I will draw 3, thank you. I will discard this duplicate blue shrine. I will take an extra turn. Am I holding the lands to kill a Stone Coil or Vorinclex? Perhaps. I'll play the 1. Find more. Search library. Do we need the mana? We have Phase of Wishes, so the mana will probably come in handy. Though the white one's also decent, it can just tap down their stuff forever. I think it's actually the white one. 3 Phase of Wishes. Probably don't need all of them. We don't need the duplicate red shrine. We might need all of these Phase of Wishes. We can hold up the neutralize. Or the saw it coming, rather. Sorry. Let's go ahead and go for this. What do we want? Do we have anything that kills artifacts? No, we do not. Of course not. We'll go for Vivian, I guess, and then just pass. If they spend their whole turn here casting Vorinclex, we counter it and we're very happy. Oh, we didn't leave up double blue, did we? Of course not. Whoops. See, in that case, I think we're discarding 2 lands to kill the Vorinclex. Unless they're going to... Alright, Primal Might here, that just gives them 1 more power and kills a bird. That's fine. Let's see, how much does this cost? That costs 2. Yeah, we'll need all the mana we can get next turn. Alright, we take this block because then we can kill the Stone Coil with our shrine. And they know that. Very nice. Alright, Shrines takes down Mono Green. Phenomenal. Love to see it. I think we'll try and go for 1 more win before calling it a day on this Shrines deck. It does sort of work sometimes. That's something. Sure. Shrine removal. Can't ask for much better than that. Our opponent on mono red, of course, with their Chandra Avatar Lightning Bolt sleeves. Nothing else it could possibly be. Bloodchief's Thirst is a decent draw here. I think what we want to do, though, is get our Black Sanctum down so we can start gaining life as soon as possible. Then next turn we can play the White Shrine and Heartless Act something. Robber, sure. Extinction Event is nice. Do we want to make sure we get to Extinction Event next turn? Not really. We've got removal spells, huh? I think we'd rather just maximize our life gain. Maybe it should have been Bloodchief's Thirst on the Robber there, but that was less mana efficient. There's the Annex, so we Heartless Act the Robber, so we can Extinction Event Odd. Yep. Alright, nice clear board. 19 life, 2 shrines, including the life gain one. I think we're doing alright here. Bone Crusher. Let's see, we can tap the Bone Crusher. Do we want to cycle this Triome? Let's see, this costs 4, huh? We can Mountain Bloodchief's Thirst the Charger and then tap the Bone Crusher. I don't love that either, though I think we do want to cycle here. This Bone Crusher is only effectively doing 2 a turn since we've got the Black Shrine out. Okay, power up their Haven. That's an aggressive play. I think we want to stop that. It's possible we should have tapped the land to prevent them from using their mana. Yeah, I'm gonna call that an oops, but yeah, they wouldn't have been able to cast that Rimrock Knight if we didn't do that. Raven's Warning's a good draw though. Can trade with Rimrock Knight and gains 2 life. We do have a lot to use our mana for, so I think we can play that land, especially if we get to possibly draw 2 cards next turn. Oh, that's a good draw from our opponent. Alright, we can't take that much, or can we? No, that's foolish. We should take this block. Okay, saw it coming. Not bad. We can exactly foretell it and tap something. So I think that's the play. Yeesh. And this time we tap the Faceless Haven. Though maybe the dragon's better now. That probably doesn't matter, they've got enough mana to do whatever they need. now we're dead to... No, we're not quite dead to Faceless Haven. Alright, so we can put our Shatter this guy on top. That's not great, though. So anyway, we can do 9. No. We can't Ugin. There's nothing in our graveyard. No, we need... It has to be for 3 or less, which is nothing. We just lose here. Yeah. Take the Shatter. And we have to tap here. For 4, no, we're just dead. We're wasting time. Alright, we are 1-3 against Mono Red. Much better matchup against everything that's not Mono Red. So everything else actually cares about our shrines. Mono Red just kills us anyway. Of course, most decks don't have the resources to remove that many shrines. No green source here, but we can fetch one. As long as our opponent's not on mono red or mono white, we should be okay. Knights, huh? That's not great. We want to get our white source down. Oh, not knights. They're just playing the worse 1 mana 2/1 instead of Usher of the Fallen. I guess that's fine. This down. We have the blue shrine, so I'm not too concerned about holding the cycle lands. I'm more concerned about dying very quickly. Alright, Fae of Wishes can block the 2/1 if they don't have blockers, but I think that's playing to lose. We're taking 7 here though. It's a lot. I think we need the mana if we're going to win this. If we take 7, then we're forced to chump the Hallow Blade next turn, which is still losing, or they have that, so we go to 2. Hey, yeah, we're dead. We don't have... Well, I guess we could draw exactly Shadow's Verdict off the top. No exactly Shadow's Verdict off the top. Okay. I think I'm going to adjust the sideboard a little bit here. Got some more cheap answers, like a Stern Dismissal. Let's see, what are we getting rid of? Rune Talo is not relevant currently. Don't ever think we're the ones who want to be casting Roiling Vortex. I mean, unless it's against Sultai and we're really late game. Vivian seems meh. Ugin seems meh. I think Erebos's Intervention is good to remove something and gain life to keep us alive. What other cheap answers do we have? Could just get a Heartless Act, that's also a decent one. On this side. See, we didn't actually get this stern dismissal into the sideboard. There we go. Maybe a cling to dust. Of course, cling is in the word cycling, so you can't just search for that. Alright, we'll try that. That might be a little bit more effective for what I'm seeing in best of one. There we go. Nico Avatar, they must be playing a bad deck, right? Yorian, yes. Should be okay. We've got a counter spell, we've got shrines, and we've got our Big Daddy shrine. Am I foretelling here? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just get this down, get our top land out of the way. Might foretell next turn over playing the red shrine. So I doubt they're going to have any creatures we're going to need to burn out here. 3 red shrines, huh? That's not ideal. We're going to need some lands. Oh, any 2 that aren't black will do. I'll take the black shrine. It's better than the red one here. It does something, at least. Yeah, draw your card. That's fine. Just wait till you're taking 2 damage a turn from my Sanctum of Stone Fangs. See what good all your cards do you then. Main phase Omen usually means they're trying to find land. They decide Jawari will do. Don't think they're going to play anything here I'm going to absolutely need to counter. I'd rather get an extra point of life out of them with our Black Sanctum. Migration Path, eh? Alright, now we kind of do need to hold up this Saw It Coming, because they can ultimatum next turn. At least I assume that's what any Sultai player that plays Migration Path is thinking. At least we get a land. They might not have the land for it. Well, they scry it to the top. Yep, that land casts Ultimatum. Seagate Restoration, that is also something I will counter. I cannot allow you to draw 7 cards and to have no maximum hand size, thank you very much. How about I draw lots of cards, eh? Three-turn clock assembled. They probably resolve an ultimatum here, though. Maybe. Binding, okay. They take out the black one, not the card draw one. They might regret that. I will draw 3. Yes, please. Saw It Coming is still good. I think I can drop off of that. I think we just foretell the Saw It Coming. So we'd rather counter their Yorian here. I can play this on blue. Pass. Because we don't want them to flicker these and get cards. And we wouldn't get a hit out of our 5-color shrine if we went for that, because they'd flicker the binding. Binding, of course, being the main reason to not play shrines since Kaldheim if you were planning on playing shrines beforehand. Alright, Yorion gets countered. That's good. Our opponent seems to be feeling the pressure on their life total here. Draw 3, discard Shadow's Verdict. Not very good in the Sultai Ultimatum matchup. We don't have this Triome down yet. We'll play that one. See. Alright, they have a second binding. That's fine. As long as they don't have another Yorion or a third binding. I'm kind of happy with the cards I've got at the moment. I'm going to decline. Try playing out both of these shrines. Land pass. We now have the ability to kill Yorion with discarding a shrine, which is kind of cool. Of course, if our opponent plays Ugin, they can trade it for our entire board, which is a little sad. Though I do believe if they had Ugin, they would have cast it already. Epiphany, fine. Unless they have other high impact cards, I'm not terribly concerned about them getting another turn. Vorinclex is fine, we're at 28, I don't really care. Binding is much more of a problem. We can tap the Vorinclex though, so we don't take 6. Let's see, thankfully we have the green Sanctum here. How many cards are in our library? 37. We can draw cards. Take action. I will discard this one. Add black so we can Extinction Event. And play our other Sanctum of All. And we might cycle this Triome, so I think we do this. Alright, so that's 3 bindings down. They must have ultimatums. I really don't care about Seagate Restoration here, because we're going to pretty much win next turn. Unless they found their 4th binding, which would be a little sad. The sleeves are pretty cool. They foretell probably an Epiphany. I don't think they'd bother foretelling a Sod coming there. Alright, Fae of Wishes can help us get there. Get the black one. And these all trigger twice. Absolutely beautiful. Take action. Discard that. We're essentially just looking for our Epiphany and Counterspell. And we'll get 12 blue mana here. Seems good. Let's see. Make sure we haven't drawn our Epiphany. No, it is still in the deck. Let's try to Granted. Let's see. Do we not have another Epiphany in the side? We do not. Okay, so I think it's negate here. And see, where's our other Fey of Wishes? We had 2, right? Yeah. Or maybe we're better off cycling Triomes here. Just to try and find the Epiphany. Let's see. Out of those, go for a Raven's Warning. And we'll get another Counterspell out of the side, just in case. It's going to be neutralized, I believe. Don't think we're too afraid of anything they're going to do here. It's not like they're going to mill us out, and we're at quite a bit of life. Of course, we win at our next upkeep as long as we keep our Black Shrine. Sure. You can Heartless Act my burb. Submit 7, clean up this hand a little bit. Yeah, I don't care. That's not going to keep us from winning. Now they have exactly enough to ultimatum. I don't think so. Good game. That game may have gone very differently if our opponent actually drew Sultai Ultimatum, or maybe they're playing Sultai without ultimatums. I think that is a poor choice, especially since they're running Seagate Restoration and Epiphany and all that. But yeah, drained them out, 40-4. Good stuff. Shrine's OP, perhaps? No, 37% win rate, definitely not OP. It's not quite as bad as you might think, though, in best of 1. I think one last change I would make, though, is put an Alrund's Epiphany into this sideboard. Perhaps instead of... I don't know if Dance of the Manse is really that good. Because it... I guess it could be. And Eat to Extinction can remove anything. I don't know if we really need duplicates of every single shrine in the sideboard. I think 2 counter spells is a reasonable number to have in the sideboard. 1 sweeper is good. I think we can just take this out and put in an Alrund's Epiphany, because if we had an Alrund's Epiphany in our sideboard there, we would have been much safer closing out that last match. But yeah, this is Shrines, kind of fun, feels very rewarding when you win. If you're up against mono red a lot, though, you're going to lose quite a bit. That's just how the game is, and yeah. Shrines are cool, kids. Do shrines. Thanks for watching.